And the next thing I want to do is get just a quick overview of the data. To do that, I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to get the structure for the whole data set. And here we go. Run that. And you can see now I have a list of the variables and their characteristics. Most of the variables are numerical, like sales, competitors' price, income, and they are numerical variables. And you can see some example values of those. And especially when you're running regression, I want to make sure you look at any variables that are categorical and make sure that they are listed as factor variables. If the data are entered as like 1, 2s, and 3s or something like that, then it might say it's numerical or integer. And if it does that, if it does say that, you're like, here we have shelf location, we want bad, good, medium, and we're in 1, 2, and 3. At the very least, before you run any regression, if you want to use dummy coding, anything like that, which you do, you would need to, if it were numerical, you don't have to do it here, but if you had to, you might have to do something like, I'll just say X. You would put shelf location or urban or whatever there, but equals factor X. And that would change it to a factor variable that you could then use for dummy coding or effect size. And so that's the main thing I look at in here, is just to make sure I have the data that it has the right characteristics, that if it's a factor or categorical variable, that it is treated as such. The other thing I want to do is just a quick summary of the data. And so I'm going to do summary for car seats, and now I'll get the 5-number summary plus the mean for each variable. And I'll look through here and I'll notice that the sales range from basically nothing to about, this is in units, 16,000 units. And one of the things there, in this case, if you want to know about the data, you can read about it. And I know that all this is in the package ISLR. And so I will go to that package and find the car seats data set. And I can look and see that sales is units in thousands at each location. And the prices are in dollars. Advertising, I noticed that it starts with 0. The first quartile, in fact, is 0. I found that a little bit surprising at first, but then I realized that that's talking about local advertising budgets. So there is still advertising at the national level, maybe, but just not at the local level. The other thing when I'm looking at these that I wanted to make sure you recognize, when you're looking at a categorical variable like shelf location or urban or US, whether or not you're a US company, if you want to make reliable conclusions, you need to make sure you have a large enough sample size. And rules of thumb include 10 or 15, but let's say a minimum of 15 in each category. And so we have 96, 85, and 219 in the various categories. All those are greater than 15. We're good. Same with urban and US. We have plenty of observations per category there as well.